SELAH, SELAH, SELAH moments.
Hey everyone, how many of you are ready to break the pattern of debt, live beyond your bills, and plan for your future? Well, that was me several years ago, and because of it, I am making available a resource that is going to help propel you into your next level of financial freedom. Now, this is a personal journey for me, so I thought that I would read you the introduction of my new ebook, Poverty to Profit. There was a time in my life when I couldn't differentiate the light from the darkness. I was a divorced single mother at the time with 2 mouths to feed, living in low-income housing. And although I was a college graduate with a master's degree in business, I was struggling as a customer service representative in a national bank just to make ends meet. I was making $8 an hour. Because I earned slightly above the poverty level, I couldn't get subsidized housing and I had to pay the full rent. In a desperate state, I arranged with the leasing office to allow me to pick up trash in order to subsidize the cost. I didn't receive child support and was tasked to do everything on my own. So day after day, I picked up that trash, everything that the neighbors had left, the condoms, the broken bottles, the cigarette butts, and even drug paraphernalia, all while the residents drove by and they laughed. As I suffered in silence, I wondered, God, how did I get myself into this mess? But I knew better because I was ashamed of myself. The hole I was in was so deep, I couldn't climb out of it. No matter how hard I tried, it seemed like the money that I made would never quite go far enough to make ends meet. But I was a fighter, and I decided that I would stop at nothing to take care of my children. I must admit, it was a humiliating situation. But then at the end of the day, I knew this wasn't the end of my story, because after all, my children depended on me and only me. I remember crying out to God and asking him, how do I get out of this mess? And his answer changed my life. He let me in on a little secret. Being broke had nothing to do with money, and it had everything to do with how I thought, the decisions that I made, and the actions that I took as a result of it. God showed me in that moment how to shift my mindset to financial independence, and he gave me the principles that I needed to live by. These principles allow my money to work for me, and I today can say that I am victorious. I broke the pattern of debt in my family and can comfortably live beyond my bills. Through the years of transforming my mind and taking diligent action, I am walking in the manifestation of answered prayer. And my financial freedom allows me to share my experiences with you. I pray that the resource that I am making available to you will also be a treasure chest of financial freedom for you. I am not a financial expert, and this book is not about stocks and bonds. Neither is it about assets or liabilities. Rather, it is a call to action to transform your mind. Everybody has a different story. Your journey may be slightly different than mine, but today I can say that I am free from financial bondage and have my financial affairs in order. All 3 of my children have been sent to college and have benefited from the fruits of my labor. There are many, many resources that are available to you today, but these in this book captured the ones that have worked for me. And so I encourage you to pray, to keep an open mind, and to act upon your information now. One of my favorite mottos is, you have to do something to move something. And that comes from a passage of scripture for me from Romans 12:2, which says, don't copy the behavior and the customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. And if you follow his instructions, he's going to answer. So I pray that as you continue on your journey, you will use poverty to profit as a tool and a resource to your next level of financial success. Be blessed.